Common indices to lecture number 22 is paints. Table of contents. The table of contents of this lecture are paints, background, steps in making paints, advancement, spray paint. So in this lecture you will learn about paints, what is the history of paint, which steps are used in making of paints, which advancements have been made in the field of paints, what is spray paint and what is the use of spray paint. Paints. So what are paints and what are their uses? Paint is a term used to describe a number of substances that consist of a pigment suspended in a liquid or paste vehicles such as oil or water. So paint is a term that is used for the description of the number of the substances, and these substances consist of a pigment. These pigments are suspended in a liquid or paste vehicles, for example as oil or water. What are the uses of paints? With a brush, a roller or spray gun, paint is applied in a thin coat to various surfaces such as wood, metal or stone. So, how we can apply the paint? The paint is applied by using a brush, a roller or spray gun. By using a brush, roller or spray gun, the paint is applied in a thin coat and it is applied on various surfaces such as metal, stone or wood. Although its primary purpose is to protect the surface to which it is applied, paints also provides decoration. So what is the purpose of paint? The paint is used to protect the surface. That's why it is applied on various surfaces such as wood, metal or stone. Paints are also used for the purpose of decorations. Background. So what is the background of paints? When paints were used for the first time, what is the history of paints? Samples of first known paintings made between 20,000 and 25,000 years ago survive in caves in France and Spain. So when first paintings were made, the first paintings were made between the years of 20,000 and 25,000 years ago. These paintings were survived in caves in France and Spain. Primitive paintings tended to depict humans and animals, and diagrams have also been found. The primitive paintings were also been made, and these primitive paintings depicts the human and animals. Diagrams were also been made. Early artists rely on easily available natural substances to make paint, such as natural earth pigments, charcoal, berry juice, blood and milkweed sap. So, the early artists rely on natural substances for paintings. They made the paints by using the natural materials or the substances such as natural earth pigments, berry juice, blood, charcoal and milkweed sap. So, these natural substances were used to make the paint, and these natural substances were applied for making of painting. Later, the ancient Chinese, Egyptian, Greek and Romans used more sophisticated materials to produce paints for limited decoration such as painting walls. Later, ancient Chinese, Greeks, Egyptians and Romans used the more sophisticated materials for the production of paints. They use the sophisticated materials for the purpose of painting and for the purpose of decoration. They use the paints to paint the walls and decoration. Oils were used as varnishes and pigments such as yellow and red ochres, chalk, arsenic sulfide yellow and malachite green were mixed with binders such as gum arabic, lime, egg albumin and beeswax. So, the oils were used as a varnishes and pigments. The oils were used as a varnishes and pigments, for example, as yellow and red ochres, chalk, arsenic sulfide, yellow and malachite green. So these pigments such as the arsenic sulfide yellow, red ochres, chalk and malachite greens were mixed with the pigments such as gum arabic, lime, egg albumin and beeswax. So, these pigments were mixed with the substances like lime and egg albumin and beeswax, and they mix together and will make a binder. Paste was used as a protective coating by the Egyptian and Hebrews, who applied pitches and balsams to the exposed wood of the ships. So, the purpose of the paint was to use as a protective coating, and the paints were first used by the Egyptians and Hebrews. They used the paint as a protective coating. They applied pitches and balsams to the exposed wood of their ships to provide the protective coating. During the Middle Ages, some inlaid wood also received protective coatings of paints. But due to scarcity of paint, this practice was generally limited to storefronts and signs. So during Middle Ages, the paints were also used as a protective coating. Some inlaid wood also received the protective coating of paints. So paints were coated on the inlaid wood to protect them. But due to scarcity or the limitation of paints, the use of the paint was limited. The paints were limited to store ferns and sands. So, due to shortage of the paint, they were generally used in the storefronts and signs to provide them protective coating. How paints were made previously? Around the same time, artists began to boil resins with oil to obtain highly mixable paints. And artists of the 15th century were the first to add drying oils to paints, thereby hastening evaporation. So how paints were made? During the ancient times, the paints were made by using the resins with the oil. They boil the resins with the oil, and by boiling resin with the oil, they obtain a highly miscible paints. So they mix resin with oil and obtain the highly miscible paints. How paints were made in the 15th century? The paints were made in the 15th century by adding the drying oils to the paints. So the artist added the drying oils to the paints. So by adding the drying oils to the paints, they evaporated easily. They hastened the evaporation. They also adopted a new solvent, linseed oil, which remained the most commonly used solvent until synthetics replaced it during the 20th century. Paints were also made by using the new techniques. A new solvent was added in the making of paint. The linseed oil was added in the making of paint, and linseed oil is commonly used for the making of paint. After linseed oil, the synthetic replaced it. In the 20th century, the synthetic replaced the linseed oil, so new methods were adopted to make the paints. How paints are made? There are several steps which involved in the making of paints. Steps in making paints. The first step in making paint involves mixing the pigment with resin, solvents and additives to form a paste. So, in the first step for making the paint, we mix the pigment with resin, solvents. After adding the pigments, with resins and solvents, we can add certain additives in them, and by adding certain additives in the pigments, resins and solvent, a paste will be formed. If a paint is to be for industrial use, it usually is then routed into a stand mill, a large cylinder that agitates tiny particles of sand or silica to grind the pigment particles, making them smaller and dispersing them throughout the mixture. So, For the production of paint industrially, a sand mill is used. For the rotation of the pigments and the substances, a sand mill is used. The paint is routed into a sand mill. What is the shape or the structure of sand mill? A sand mill consists of a large cylinder. The purpose of this sand mill or the large cylinder is to agitate the mixture. The cylinder which is present in the sand mills agitates or shakes the tiny particles of sands or silica. By the agitation of tiny particles of sands or silica, there goes towards the grinding. After shaking of these particles and grinding of the pigment particles, the substances will be converted into small particles. And these small particles disperse throughout the mixture. How we can make the paints for commercial uses, or how paints are made commercially. In contrast, most commercial use paint is processed in a high-speed dispersion tank in which a circular tooth plate attached to the rotating shaft agitates the mixture and blends the pigments into the solvent. So, to make the paint commercially, a high dispersion tank is used. This tank is used for the dispersion and circulation of the material. In this tank, a tooth plate is attached to the rotating shaft. The purpose of this tooth plate, which is attached to the rotating shaft, is to shaken the mixture. In this tooth plate, the materials are shaken or mixed. After mixing of the materials, they are blended. So, during the process of their blending, the pigments are added into the solvents. So, in this way, by the process of mixing and blending, the pigments are mixed into the solvents. Production of transparent soap. How we can produce the transparent soap? To make the transparent soap, there are some key components which are used in the production of transparent soap. These key components are the fatty acids, and beside the fatty acids, there are some raw materials which are used in making of this transparent soap. These raw materials are glycerin, ethanol, sugar, and various other ingredients. So, production of transparent soap, glycerin, sugar, ethanol, and other ingredients that improve transparency, clarifying agents are added to the soap body and stirred in to create the body for transparent soap. So, to produce the transparent soap, the fatty acids are added to make the transparent soap, and there are some clarifying agents or the raw material that are added after fatty acid components. These raw materials are glycerin, sugar, ethanol, and various ingredients. These ingredients improve the soap transparency because they act as a clarifying agents. These raw materials and the fatty acid components are stirred. After stirring, they create the soap body and the transparent soap. Then, prior to cooling and hardening, pH and volatility are measured and the soap is tested for skin irritation. So, after stirring up the fatty acids and the raw materials, our material goes towards the cooling process, where the material is cooled. After cooling the material, it goes towards the hardening. So, here the material is hardened, and after hardening, we can maintain its pH value. After maintaining its pH value and volatility are measured. So here soap is ready. When the soap is ready, it goes towards the testing process. Here the soap is tested to check either it is effective for skin or not. So the soap is tested to check that it causes skin irritation or not. Which steps are involved in making of the paint? There are various steps which are involved in making of the paint. In first step, the mixing of the substances or mixture takes place. In this slide, you can see there are various steps which take place in the making of paint. So, in the first step, a dispersion mixture is used for mixing the various substances. Here, the pigments are mixed with reagents, solvents, and additives. So, by mixing of these materials, they form a paste. After making of the paste, there goes towards a sand mill or the cylinder. So, a large cylinder or sand mill is used for the agitation or grinding of the pigments. After agitation or grounding of the mixture, they are converted into the smaller particles. A water jacket is present in the sand mill, or inside of this sand mill, a rotating shaft is present. Around this rotating shaft, the impeller bladers or the impeller blades are present. The purpose of these impeller blades is to agitate or blend the sample. So, with the rotating shaft, the mixture is blended. In this way, the pigments are mixed or blends into the solvent. After making of the paint, they are discharged through a point of discharge. Advancement. So which advancement were made in paints? Perhaps the greatest paint related advancement has been is profilation. While some wooden houses, stores, bridges and signs were painted as early as the 18th century. It was not until recently that mass production rendered a wide variety of paints universally indispensable. So, the advancement has been made in the paints. The paints were used to paint the wooden houses, doors, bridges, and signs. In the 18th century, the wooden houses, doors, bridges, and signs were painted. The advancement was also made in the 18th century. The mass production rendered a wide variety of paints universally indispensable. Today, paints are used for interior and exterior house painting, boats, automobiles, plants, appliances, furniture, and many other places where protection and appeal are desired. So, nowadays the paints are used as a protective coating for interior and exterior houses, boats, automobiles, appliances, plants, furniture, and many other places. The paints are used to protect the materials and to enhance their appeal. The 20th century has seen the most changes in paint composition and manufacture. During the 20th century, the various advancements take place in the field of paint. There were various changes which take place in the composition and manufacturing of paint. The synthetic pigments and stabilizers are most commonly used to mass produce uniform batches of paint. So, for making of paints in the 20th century, the synthetic pigments and stabilizers are used. These synthetic pigments and stabilizers were mostly used to produce the mass by following a batch process. So paints were produced by using a batch process. New synthetic vehicles developed from polymers such as polyurethane and styrene butadiene emerged during the 1940s. So during 1940s, there were advancements that were made in the field of paints. During this time, the new synthetic vehicles were developed, and these were developed from the polymers, for example, polyurethane and styrene butadiene. So, during 1940s, these polymers such as polyurethane and styrene butadiene were developed. In this era, alkyl resins were synthesized and have been dominated production since. So in this era, the alkyl resins have a dominated use. The alkyl resins were synthesized and were used in the production of paint. Spray paint. So what is spray paint and what are its uses? Spray paint is an aerosol product designed to be dispensed as fine mist. So, the spray paint is an aerosol product that is designed to be dispensed as a fine mist. Compared to the conventional brush methods of painting, spray painting is faster and provide a more uniform application. How we can compare the conventional brush methods to the spray painting? When we compare the conventional brush methods to the spray painting, we can come to the point that the conventional brush methods of painting are slowest, while the spray painting is faster. The spray painting provides more uniform application as compared to the conventional brush methods. While industrial spray painting relies on special air compressors that break the paint particles into a fine mist, commercial spray paints are self-contained aerosol cans that use liquefied gases to atomize the paint. So how the spray painting is used industrially? The spray painting methods relies on special air compressors industrially. These air compressors has a function that it can break the paint particles into the fine mist. The commercial spray paints consist of aerosol cans, and the function of these aerosol cans is to use the liquefied gases to atomize the paint. Assignments. Assignment number 1 is how sand mill works. Assignment number 2 is what are the advantages of spray painting over conventional brush method.